Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Today we're going to bust some FUD about VeChain. Now there's been three major FUD spreaders about VeChain. It falls into three categories. The first category is going to be they have a bunch of fake partnerships. The second category is their GitHub only has 614 lines of code or something like that. And the third one is that VeChain has only gone down since inception, so it is a pump and dump scheme, and we're going to actually debunk all of this. We're actually going to debunk all of these and prove that VeChain, well, is not a scam. First of all, let's go with their partnerships. I know like a lot of people were fudding that the BMW was not a real partnership, and a lot of these other partnerships, they don't have any real partnerships. Well, we had the summit, and that basically busted all that FUD because BMW Singapore actually came on stage and said they were a client of VeChain, and they were using VeChain to replace the old antiquated Carfax system with insurance data, accident data, and things like that. So BMW is actively using VeChain, and they said they have been for a while. It was not announced, but the client relationship has been in there for several months. So when the rumor was being spread that they had a partnership with BMW, it wasn't fake. It was actually true, and BMW confirmed that. Now it's not BMW Global. If you ask BMW USA, they'll say they don't have a partnership. The different branches of BMW are almost like different companies. But with BMW Singapore, there is actually a partnership, or at least a client relationship there, where they're actively using VeChain for an important project. So that FUD got busted. And then, Deloitte and DNGLV both confirmed the partnership basically on stage at VeChain. So Deloitte basically said, yeah, we've been using VeChain for quite a while, and we are moving our entire certification process on VeChain. And DNGLV said the same. So those are absolutely confirmed. There are also other confirmations of partnerships by large companies at the VeChain summit as well. So you can no longer say that VeChain only has fake partnerships. The companies that they claim to be partnered with have actually come on, including PwC, and have confirmed on both sides that they have partnerships. And if both VeChain and their partner confirm that there's a partnership, then there's definitely a partnership. This is not like random YouTuber theories that have confirmation neither from the blockchain company or from the company they claim the blockchain company has been partnered with. Rumors started from YouTubers or Twitter. They're usually trash, but partnerships that have been confirmed on stage or via press release by both VeChain and the people that they claim to be partnered with, if both sides confirm, that is a legit partnership. So VeChain has busted a lot of the FUD of the fake partnerships, and they do actually have real partnerships because these people came on stage and have actually said, we are partnered with VeChain, or we are a client of VeChain. OceanX also came on stage and told of their work with Wallet and VeChain and stuff like that. So they do have a lot of legit partnerships. So that is the first line of FUD that is actually busted. Second is that people want to spread the thing that their GitHub has very little activity and it only has 614 lines of code. While I would like more people to contribute to their GitHub, it seems like they only have a couple of people that actually manage their GitHub. The line about them not having very much code and only 614 lines of code is completely false. If you look at their Thorify commits and code, you can see one file that has over 9,000 lines of code. So this basically proves that statement completely and utterly false. Now this code mainly is like node verifiers, so it's basically the versioning. It basically tells like where things are, the integrity of the algorithm, and where certain zip files are, and also the versioning. This is basically like a definition file, but it is code on the GitHub, and it has over 9,000 lines. So we have over 15 times the lines of code that the FUDsters are saying that the entire GitHub has. There's another file kind of like this that has over 19,000 lines of code. So the code, the statement that VeChain only has a few hundred lines of code in its GitHub is entirely and utterly false and cannot be trusted. Those people who are saying that also cannot be trusted on stuff they say about VeChain's GitHub. Now, if you want to just kind of like not include the code that's basically versioning code, then you also have, this is just one folder out of many hundreds of folders in the VeChain repository. And if you actually just look at the code here, there's 177 lines there. There's 439 lines here. There's 290 lines here. There's 114 lines there. And there's 17 lines there. So even with just this little folder snippet, there's over 1,000 lines of code in just like one part of the VTOR code snippet. So based on that, there's much more than 600 lines of code. And if we just go to another folder like Node, you can see that there is a lot of other code here, several tens of lines, hundreds of lines in each of these little subfolder packets. So there are literally tens of thousands of lines of code, if not more, in the VeChain GitHub. And although I would like to see more contributors, there is plenty of code for you to look over if you're actually interested in the Node code or any other lines of code. There are hundreds of folders for you to look at, all with snippets of code in them. And there are many, many commits for VeChain as well. So you cannot say that VeChain has no code. There is plenty of code for in the VeChain GitHub. So that FUD is 100% false. Now, the other FUD is that VeChain has only gone down since its inception. If you actually look at VeChain on CMC, CMC only really has VeChain data since last August. And that's because CMC's chart, like a lot of other charts, can't handle the 100-to-1 split. They only have data after VeChain split off from Ethereum and went on to its own chain. But we all know that every coin since last August, this isn't VeChain's inception, by the way. This is just when they moved from Ethereum to their own chain. We know that every coin since last August has dumped a lot. And VeChain has dumped no more than any other coin. If you see, they went from basically 1.7 cents to basically 0.7 cents. So they're about 30-40% where they were. But this is way before the hash war. And if you look at like Ethereum, it's way below half of where it was. If you look at Bitcoin, it's probably 1,000 or 2 below where it is right now. And all the major coins have basically fallen in price since this point in time. So if you look at the same time frame for most of the other top 10 coins, they all say the same thing. But unlike some people, unlike this one person that said this is not VeChain's entire life cycle, and it hasn't just gone down since its inception. Most charts just can't handle the 100-to-1 split. So what the 100-to-1 split was, they basically multiplied the supply by 100 times when they actually split off from the Ethereum blockchain onto their own blockchain, probably just for a better VTOR generation purposes to get the units to match up right. But what basically happened is they didn't really screw the investors, because essentially what happened is when they actually split, if you had one VeChain coin, you got 100 of the new VeChain coins. So if you want to compare the new VeChain token prices to the old ones, you actually have to multiply the new prices by 100, because now you have 100 times as many. But if you actually just look at the market cap, you can get a better picture of VeChain's growth. Yes, it's way down from its height in January 2018, but just about every coin has fallen about 90%, if not more, from its height in January 2017. Now, if you look at its inception back in November of 2017, the market cap was $67 million. Even after the dump, and right now the market cap is $390 million. So the market cap has grown by 5x what it was since its inception. So the company definitely has grown. You can say, well, they've released more coins in the circulation, so the market price has gone up. Yes, while that's true, we can actually just look at the price. But remember, the current price, if you're comparing it back to 2017, you have to multiply the current price by 100 to do a direct comparison, because there was the 100-to-1 split. So like, if you had 100 VeChain before the split, now you have 10,000 VeChain after the split, after the trading. So if you look at the price now, you can actually just look at this on CMC too. It's 0.007. But at its inception, the price was only 26 cents. If you multiply 0.007 by 100 because of the 100-to-1 split, you get over 70 cents right now. So if you were an investor at its ICO and you held on until now, you would have almost 3 times your money. The all-time high of $8.46 is actually 8.46 cents because of the 100-to-1 split. So if you had invested VeChain on the first day it came onto the market, right now you would have over 3 times your money you had back then. So if you held on, it wasn't a bad investment at all since November of 2017. Are there coins that have grown more? Sure, but there's also coins that have grown less. And basically, if you look at this chart, it basically looks like every other chart. If you multiply this like 100 times, this is when the split actually happened, July 25th. If you multiply this by 100 times, you will see that VeChain's chart looks like every single other chart of every coin. So the notion that VeChain has gone down and your investment only has gone down since its debut is completely false. Your investment is actually about 3 times where it was if you actually had invested in VeChain at when it first came out onto the market. So now that we've busted all the FUD, I hope you understand that VeChain has been a good investment since its inception, and the partnerships are real and they actually do have a lot of code in their GitHub. So all that FUD is basically absolutely and completely false. So don't fall for that FUD. Will a $50 investment in VeChain right now make you a millionaire in the future? Probably not. I mean, but that's true for almost any coin. A $50 investment in VeChain will not make you invest a million in the future. But maybe like a $10,000, $20,000 investment right now might make you a millionaire in the future if things go well. Yes, if people are saying it's a volatile coin, yes, it is. But that's true for all cryptocurrencies. Same thing for Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, any of the top currencies. The entire cryptocurrency market right now is very speculative, so it's going to be very volatile, and VeChain is no different from any of those. But VeChain has behaved like every other coin since its inception, and if you just look at its market cap, compare the market cap now with the market cap during its inception, you can see that it's grown greatly, and it doesn't really behave any different from like Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP in terms of its price movements. And I believe it is one of the top coins to invest in right now, despite it being a Chinese coin. I actually don't really care where a coin is from, as long as they can verify their partnerships and verify actual use cases. And Deloitte, PwC, BMW, and DNGLV, and Adidas with the Game of Thrones sneakers have all verified solid use cases for VeChain. That's why I'm 100% confident that it is not a scam at this point and is a legitimate investment. So that's the FUD busting for VeChain. Check out my Twitter, it's in the description. Also check out my social media and retweet this video on social media if you like my content. Thank you and have a nice day.